Hey Adventurers, so today is going to be another book review. This is going to be for Winter's Heart by Robert Jordan. This is the 9th book in the Wheel of Time series. It's epic fantasy, it's high fantasy, whatever other subgenres you want to stick it in, a little bit of political fantasy for sure. So this Winter's Heart is book 9 of the Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. This book focuses primarily on 3 storylines, as each of the past few books have done. This time these 3 storylines are that of Matt, that of Perrin, and that of Rand, which I think is great. But this book is firmly situated in the center of what is known as the slog. These are several books that people tend to think are the slowest, the most boring, and the worst books of the series. I'm not entirely sure that I agree with that. As far as the storylines go, it's really nice to see Matt get some page time, but as I have previously mentioned, I actually don't like the Shan Chan storyline. I think that storyline has not worked at all throughout all of the books yet. And since that is what Matt is dealing with in this book, I end up not caring that much about what's going on. Although I will say, and I'm not sure if I will agree with this at the end of the series, once I complete the series, I've heard people talk about Matt, or them not liking Matt's love interest and that storyline. I will just say that I am not hating it as much as everybody else seems to dislike it. I don't know if that's going to continue or not, we will see. But yeah, let's continue on here. Perrin is similar. His storyline though is it's so dependent on getting back Fael that we lose sense of his character, and his storyline just becomes unimportant to that of the overarching series, and at least as far as I can tell, it's just so focused on him being sad because Fael's not around. Maybe it's just me and that I don't get it, but I find it very, that's the part that feels like the slog, and I do understand why people don't like Perrin as much as Matt or Rand. That being said, thankfully this is a great book for Rand's storyline. Or at least it's a great book for the Dragon Reborn's storyline. The love interest side of the storyline is unnecessary and could be trimmed significantly or possibly even completely cut. I'm not sure. That just kind of depends on what happens towards the end of the series, but it feels like you could cut a lot of that storyline and maybe have a better series. Not entirely sure. But the rest of the story, the time spent in Farmatting, I thought that was interesting. He continues to become more of the leader that he needs to be, although I really do like the interplay between this idea of he needs to be hard, but he also needs to be able to bend. He needs to be able to move. And the things that he's pushing against. Anyways, I find that stuff well done and interesting, and Jordan probably could have explored it a little bit more than he does, but I do think that that's a positive to the series at the very least. But then most importantly is the cleansing part of the story. Purposely keeping it vague here, but the cleansing part of the story, once that starts, it gets set off to the side a bit, and it's less Rand's story at that point and more of the other people around Rand than it is Rand himself. It is all influenced directly by Rand's actions here, and the fact that it's causing story to happen around them is a good thing. Once again, this is not my least favorite of the books in the series. It's not my favorite probably, but it's not my least favorite, and the fact that the slog is more enjoyable than some of the previous books that people love about this series is really interesting to me. There's enough here that it keeps me interested, and for the most part I'm less annoyed with things, specifically the chapters from the female characters' perspectives. They're less annoying than they used to be, at least to me, but it's still extremely overwritten and spends too much time on unnecessary story beats. But the fact that I'm enjoying the slog more than many of the other books in the series says something about the books, and it also says something about me as a reader. I'm not entirely sure what it does say or what it means, but it says something. Anyways, that is my review for Winter's Heart, book 9 of the Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. Thank you guys for watching an Erudite adventure. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys again soon. Stay warm.